Good morning, everybody. Here it is, Sunday, March, what is it, the 29th, 28th? Yeah, April right around the corner. So this is my usual Sunday live. A little bit early today, but we're going to get it done out of the way. I have a lot of things going on. We have another 100 dozen eggs coming down from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Delicious eggs. If you've already come by and purchased some of those, you know how good they are. If you haven't, come down and get them today. They're still the same price as they were last year, $8. Oops, I'm not supposed to give prices on these venues, on these platforms. Anyway, we have a lot of stuff going on now. And before I get into what is going on at the farm, I do want to talk to you again about, just want to reiterate what I've been talking about our olive oil. So the olive oil that I sell is from Tunisia. That's a North African country. I'm sure you've all heard of it. It's right next to Morocco. It's south of Sicily, south of Malta. And the best olive oil that you can get is olive oil that is grown in hot, dry, arid conditions. So that's the southern Greece, southern Italy, northern Africa, and the islands in the Mediterranean that are hot and dry. Even as Israel, hot and dry climate there. So any of those hot, dry, arid conditions are great for high quality olive oil. Let me explain to you why. And I'm sure many of you have been hearing about this since I go over it almost all the time. So what happens is and this happens not just with olive trees, it also happens with many plants, and tomato plants too, and I'll explain about that too. So when the olive tree is growing in a hot, arid condition, it goes into panic mode, and because it thinks it's going to die. So once it reaches panic mode, it gets all these polyphenols into the olives themselves. So when we ingest those olives from a tree that's grown in those conditions, there are more polyphenols, and that's more beneficial to our health than olive oil from an olive tree that is just growing happily. Now, the same thing with tomatoes. With tomatoes, if it's hot, dry, arid, the roots start going deeper, looking for water, searching for water, making a stronger plant and a more flavorful tomato, because what they're doing is they're going way down into the earth, into the ground, and they're starting to suck up nutrients in their search for water. Now, when you have a tomato that's over-irrigated, from a plant that's over-irrigated, doesn't have much flavor, which is what you get oftentimes at the supermarket, over-irrigated and picked before it's ripe. But if you have the tomato plant that is not watered much, and that's why you home gardeners, and you'll learn this at the gardening class coming up, that's why you home gardeners need to not water so much, because then you make a lazy plant. The plant when it's lazy, it's more susceptible to being attacked by bugs and diseases. When it's a strong plant, it can take on a lot. Its survivability rate is stronger. And it gives you a more flavorful tomato. Anything that's over irrigated, you're washing the flavor out. So that's the way that stuff grows with fruit, and not so much with vegetables, but definitely with fruit. So the olive oil that I have now, it's on sale. It's $20 for a liter. It's a big liter too. We have that available for you, and this is the good stuff. So if you're looking for a good olive oil, I drink an ounce every day. Oh geez, did I drink it today? I think I missed today. I'll have to get it when I get home tonight. That, and now also another good source of polyphenols is vinegar, balsamic vinegar, not apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar doesn't have much, but balsamic vinegar, also grown in a hot, dry, arid conditions, will give you a lot of the polyphenols that are essential for our body. That is the whole secret of the Mediterranean diet. Good morning, Barbara. How are you? That's the whole secret with the Mediterranean diet. It's not all the beautiful fruit that and vegetables that that the Mediterranean diet has. The key to it, the secret to it, is the olive oil and the vinegar. Now you know the Italians, they love they love drenching everything with balsamic vinegar because that's the vinegar that's available in Italy, from Modena, Italy, up north. Best balsamic vinegar in the world is from Modena. That's in the northern part of Italy, just south of Parma. And you know, in Parma, Italy, that's where all the great Gorgonzola cheese comes from, the best prosciutto, the real prosciutto in the world. You've seen prosciutto at the Italian pork stores, prosciutto di Parma, prosciutto di Parma. So in that area up there in Modena, they have the best vinegar, best balsamic vinegar. So the Italians are drenching everything with balsamic vinegar and olive oil, and that is the key. That is the secret to the health, the best health benefits in the Mediterranean diet. All right, so that being said, I'll probably go over that again. I'm really I'm stuck on it because I'm taking an ounce every day of the olive oil. Now, you know it's good olive oil if the color is like real close to green, and then when you take a sip of it, take a shot. When you take that shot, hello, Cecilia. When you take a shot, that's a beautiful name, Cecilia De Janeiro Chiarelli. Beautiful name. Anyway, when you take a shot of it, if it has a little bit of a peppery aftertaste, then it's good olive oil. Now, some old Italians will say, that's the leaves. That's the leaves that you're tasting. Others will say, yeah, that's a good olive. So, you know, there's varying opinions. But I believe that, hello, Andrew. But I believe that peppery aftertaste is a olive that's full of polyphenols. All right, so guys, we have a great month of April coming up. We have a lot of activities. I want to go over with you what is going on. We have our gardening class. The first gardening class is April 5th. That's on a Saturday at 10:30. April 5th, Saturday, 10:30. Try to be 10:30 sharp if you can. And that is, we're going to be discussing, I'm going to be teaching, you're going to be learning everything that pertains to this time of year in your garden. So soil prep, we're going to show you, going to explain to you how to get your soil that's been sitting all winter from acidity more towards alkalinity. Because 99% of the things that you grow, things that I grow, that are grown, 99% love neutral to alkaline soil. Hello, Denise. No, that's not Denise. That's is that Denise? Interesting name. Well, hello, welcome. Thank you for coming in, Beckerman. That's easier. I don't have my glasses. I can't tell if it's Denise or Denise. Hello, Lou. How you doing, Mr. Cousin of mine? Lou Valentino, ladies and gentlemen. Excellent guitarist. Anyway, so the gardening class, the first one. Hello, Allison. How are you? Hello, Sabrina. How's it going? So the first gardening class is April 5th. That's on a Saturday at 10:30. We're going to be discussing everything about soil prep. You'll be able to leave with cool weather vegetables to plant that day. So that includes cauliflower, broccoli, kale, lettuce, all kinds of good stuff. Tomatoes, eggplant, peppers, no. Here's what you will not see in the month of April. Tomatoes, eggplant, peppers, basil. Watermelon, cantaloupe, honeydew, squash. Green beans. That kind of stuff is all warm weather. That'll be on the farm stand for sale in May. Now, yesterday, somebody said they went to Lowe's and they bought a tomato plant. Keep that inside. It's going to die. You plant it in the month of April. And if it doesn't die, the plant is going to shut down from the cold. And then by the time it starts back up, it's not going to ripen until September. And you'll say to yourself, what the hell's the problem here? I planted this thing early and it didn't ripen. I hear that a lot from folks. Don't buy your stuff from Home Depot and Lowe's. You know, one of those two stores, I'm not sure which, they were responsible for the late tomato blight. You remember that about 12 years ago, where all the tomato crop in the Northeast shot. I mean, supermarkets were bringing tomatoes in from other parts of the country, but the whole Northeast, Long Island and all the way up to Maine, those tomato plants, they were all diseased. And that was, hello, Maureen. Yeah, they were all diseased, so that's what happens when you buy from the big box stores. Now, what I have here, everything's hand-sewn here. I mean, look at this. This is the greenhouse right now that I'm in. This is all hand-sewn in recycled cartons, recycled flats, because we don't want to keep buying plastic over and over and over. That's just horrible. And morning, Maureen. And they're watered, they're hand sewn, and they're watered by the rainwater that we collect, because collected rainwater has nitrogen. They say, the Suffolk County Water Authority say they don't have chlorine in our tap water, but when I turn the tap water on first thing in the morning, it smells like chlorine to me, but you know, what do I know? So it's just safer. And there are more nutrients in rainwater. So that's what we have barrels all over the place that we collect every time it rains. Yesterday's rain, we didn't collect anything. It was really insignificant. And that's also some of the things we'll talk about at the gardening class coming up next Saturday, April 5th, 10:30 a.m. We're going to talk about how much you should water, what you should plant, when you should plant. Hello, Margaret. How are you? So that's coming up, and if you come to every one of these 4 gardening classes, excuse me, a little bit dry in here. You can see, a little dry and dusty. These are the heat tubes, and I'll just take a real quick minute to explain how these heat tubes work. Oil burner is in the center of the greenhouse. Now, on a sunny day, we don't do any heat. This is mostly for night. The oil burner will come on based on the thermostat. If it gets below 55 degrees, thermostat comes on. So what happens is the heat tubes are pointed all the way, or laid out all the way at the corners of the greenhouse, at the ends of the greenhouse. This way, the ends by the doors heat up, so both ends will heat up. And as they heat up, the heat gets closer and closer to the thermostat, which is in the center. And who's this? Deborah. Hi, Deborah. Thermostat is in the center, so we always have constant heat by the doorway where it's drafty. So that's just a little trick that we do there. So that's how that works. Makes it hot and dry. Excuse me for coughing. All right. So yeah. So that's what we're going to discuss. We're going to get into everything that pertains to your garden at this time of year. So as soon as you leave that gardening class, you can go right to work. And it's immediate. You can plant, you do a few things, take you about a half hour depending on your garden, do a couple things before, and then you can start planting that day, right after the class is over. All right, so some of the things that we also have going on here is the meat and poultry program is well underway. It's weekly. If you want to get involved in that, then just shoot me a text with your order. It's always good if you stop down so you can see the menu and I can explain to you how the program works. But if you want to text me, I can send you a copy of the menu and we can take it from there. So this is all high quality meat, poultry, and some limited items of fish. We get cod from time to time, and this is wild caught, and we get salmon too. Salmon is farm raised, but not the farm raised that you're thinking. It's not like tilapia, where they just dig a hole and spawn the fish. The salmon are in these giant pods that are actually floating around the North Atlantic, up by Norway. And they're getting their own food. They're running through the current, but they're contained in giant pods. So this is the latest technique, method of farming that they have for fish. If it's not done that way, and this is very close to wild caught. Hello, Ruth. How are you? Down in Mexico. Okay, and if this is not thinking about Ruth right now. Big party at your house last night? No, I'm just kidding. There wasn't. Ruth is down in Mexico. Nice and warm down there, huh, Ruth? Anyway, yeah, so that's what we have going on there. We're meat and poultry program. The fish, if the fish is not caught that way, hello, Corinne. Good morning. Then don't get it. And I'll explain more about that to you when you come down if you have any questions or if you text me. Textable phone number is 631-480-6497. Please don't call. I would much rather prefer if you text it. So on the farm stand today, we have plenty of eggs. We have some meat and poultry that you can get that's on the Blackboard special. Also, we have apple cider donuts, beef tallow. I have Wagyu beef tallow and regular grass-fed beef tallow. Mozzarella cheese, feta cheese, eggs, maple syrup, honey. I got quite a bit of honey. So also things, now we're getting ready to plant. We are prepping our soil, doing everything that we need to do. Tons of blueberries, getting ready. We just laid out the drip system for the blueberry bushes. We're going to have tons of blueberries this year. Lots of blackberries, mulberries, grapes, watermelon, cantaloupe, honeydew. Very excited about this season. That's the beautiful thing about going away for 3 months, is you get away from this, and then when I come back, I've missed it, and I look at this plot of land, I can plan out how we're going to move things, because you have to rotate your crops every year. Good morning, Corinne. So I get really excited every season. So it's awesome. I get refreshed by going away and come back and hit this like a madman. Okay, so some of the activities that we have coming up this month of April are awesome. You should come to every one of them. The gardening classes, there's 2 of them in April. April 5th, and I believe the other one is April 19th or 20th. You can go to the website, organicstodayfarms.com, and you can get the full schedule of all of the events that we do. Excuse me. Okay, and we also have the last Sunday of this month is our honeybee class. The honeybee class is at noon. That's a super fun class. If you're afraid of honeybees, or you want to, if you're interested in knowing about honeybees, or you want to raise your own bees in your yard, come on down, take the class. All your questions will be answered. I'm also going to show you how to not fear honeybees. They're so docile. I'm actually going to sit right in between the hives and show you that nothing to worry about, as long as you conduct yourself in a certain way. I'm also going to tell you what not to wear when you're around honeybee hives, and what to wear. What colors to stay away from is what I mean. So we have that honeybee class, which is the last Sunday of this month, of April. Sorry, not this month, the last Sunday of April. We do it April, May, June, July, August. And it's always the last Sunday. So we have that. That's at noon. But also that same day, the last Sunday of April, before that we have the Herbal Healing Walk, which is pretty exciting too. We only do 3 Herbal Healing Walks per season. And what that's about is we take a tour around the farm, a nice slow walk, and we stop and check out all the indigenous plants, and we explain and discover what their healing benefits are. So, for example, purple dead nettle we talk about, cleaver, mugwort. There's a couple of other items. I can't think of the names right now, but there's one item that I'm growing here that if a goat eats it, the goat's going to die. So we get into all that stuff. I have maple trees here too. We'll point them out. And then once we get all the way in the back and you can see the field, we'll point out what's growing and what the health benefits are for that too. So it's pretty exciting. I love that class. That's a tour. It's a kind of a class, kind of a tour. So we have that, and what else? The bee class, the gardening class, the herbal healing walk, and Kids Yoga. Now, I posted that on Facebook Things to Do. I have to check and see if I changed the dates on the on my website. I'm not sure if I did. I'll check on that. Let me make a note of that right now. Change dates for Kids Yoga. So it's hosted by Dr. Melissa. Dr. Melissa is a certified yoga instructor, and she also is certified in mindfulness. She's awesome with kids. She has 2 young twins. They must be 4, 5, or 6 now. Not sure. Really sweet kids. So we have that. And you contact her directly. You can find it on my OT Farm Facebook page, which is this page. And it's Kids Yoga on the farm. It's at 11 o'clock. And I forget the date right now, but you can check into that. So, pretty excited. These are the things that we have going on for this season. And as the weeks go by, we'll stock more and more stuff on the farm stand. So, but for right now, as a matter of fact, next week I'm going to be bringing in some apples, some sweet potatoes. I know all you folks like that stuff. So we'll be slowly stocking stuff up, and then we'll be bringing in the produce that we're growing here. Spinach, arugula, escarole. These will be the first things that we have, and then the lettuces will follow after that. And then we get into kale, collard greens, all the leafy greens. Then a little bit later down the road, kohlrabi, broccoli, cauliflower, broccolini. We're growing broccolini right here. Where is it? Here's the broccolini right there on that top row, all the way down. So now broccolini can be a little expensive here because it's labor intensive. It takes a long time to pick it. You got to pick each piece by hand. So that's the reason why it's $6 a bag. But I bought it at the supermarket the other day. It was $3.99, $4 for like 6 pieces. And when you get it from me, you're getting a lot more. So that works out good. But the reason it's a little more expensive than, let's say, your kale is because it's labor intensive. All right, guys, so that seems to be it. Let me check my notes. Some of the other things I have for sale are worm castings and my soil. Now, I'm going to go over this in the gardening class. But, guys, don't buy your soil. I'm going to give you these tips. A lot of tips about soil in the gardening class, but just to get over it, did I miss anybody? No. Just to give it to you briefly, don't buy your soil at the big box stores because that soil is sterile. It's sterilized. It's dead. My soil is living soil. So when you buy a bag of my soil, $6 a bag, and I'll give you some tips at the gardening class on how to efficiently use it so that it's not that costly, because the last thing you want to do is spend a fortune to grow your own food. We'll keep it nice and simple. We'll try to keep the price down for you. As it is here, I always keep the prices down. Listen, on Facebook, just to do a sidebar here, Facebook the other day I saw somebody selling a dozen eggs for $14. My price hasn't changed, and people were getting mad. They were making comments. You are so greedy. I think probably she probably took the post down. But come on, $14 for a dozen eggs. That's not right. And if that person's watching here, which she is not, but maybe later, it's just not right to do that. Hello, Judy. How are you? So my eggs. Same price as last year. They're $8. By the way, bacon has gone down. Just checking the front. Bacon has gone down. Our bacon, and the bacon was humanely raised, smoked applewood bacon, which is labor intensive. Last year it was $11 for a package. Hello, Mel. This year it's $9. So, pretty excited about that. By the way, the stock market was doing really good yesterday. If anybody noticed, I have a couple of stocks. Some of them are tanking, but they're going to come back. I have Bank of America. Bank of America, by the way, used to be Bank of Italy. During the Depression, the owner, he was in California, he put a table out in the street and was giving people loans. And then later, they became Bank of America. You can look that up. And who is this, Donna? It is. Hello, Donna. Donna, how are you today? Okay, so that's what we have going on. I did the sidebar. I forgot what I was talking about, but when you buy My Soil, it's living soil. And that soil, as soon as you put it in the ground, and I'm going to give you tips at the gardening class on how to use it most effectively. What's shaking bacon? Oh boy. I haven't heard that phrase since like kindergarten. What's the response to what's shaking bacon? Nothing. Come on, help me out here, guys. You know what I mean? Jelly bean? Anybody got any of those little idioms? You took me right out of my game. I forgot what I was saying. You do this every week to me, young lady, Mel Ann. Okay, so, and I completely forgot. Living soil. So as soon as you use My Soil, it's going to spawn earthworms and all the beneficial insects and bacteria that you need in your garden that will activate the growth hormones for your plants. And that's another thing we're going to talk about in the gardening class, is what things to use to even activate them quicker, faster, to activate the growth hormones quicker and faster. And we're going to discuss how much you should water, how much you should not water, just everything that you need to know to have, hello Denise, everything that you need to know to have a successful garden. So that's this coming Saturday at 10:30. Try to come here sharp so we can start it, because it's a lot of information. It's supposed to be 1 hour. It's supposed to be 1 hour, but I always go to like an hour and a half to 2 hours because everybody's got so many questions. And there are 4 classes, and it's pretty cool because each class pertains to what's going on in your garden at that time. So when you come to the next class, you'll be able to purchase more seedlings, get them in the ground, do the extra prep work that you need to do. Then when you come in May, you'll be able to buy those seedlings, know how to handle those, know everything about them. And then the final one is about integrated pest management. I mean, each class we review the week before, but the final class, after the review, we talk about integrated pest management. And very simply what that is how to control your non-beneficial insects in a responsible manner. In a way that's not going to kill everything, because you don't want to do that. You don't want to kill all your honeybees in an effort to kill your grubs. So I point out certain things that you can use that target exactly those non-beneficial insects. And it's really great. It's exciting. And you save a lot of time, and you save your crop, which is saving money too. And there are things that I'm going to tell you do not ever use, because again, you don't want to kill everything. But that's a little taste of what the gardening class is going to be like. Let me give you another quick glimpse of the greenhouse here. This is the majority of the stuff that's in here that you can see that are green are cool weather crops. And then we have a hoop house, which is back there. You can probably hardly see it. That is full. Right now, that's full of cool weather crops. We also have flowers. The only flowers that we're able to put out at this time, and we'll have them for the gardening class too, so you can pick up two birds in one stone. We'll have violas and pansies. But in the greenhouse here, marigolds, impatiens, begonias, geraniums, and petunias. So we'll have all that stuff for you to lay out in your garden, in your yard. And as I said, with the gardening class, you're going to learn so much more. So if you go to the website, organicstodayfarms.com, you'll get a lot more information. Also, our events will always be posted up on Facebook and then screenshot and posted on Instagram, as well as on WhatsApp. We have 2 pages in WhatsApp, 2 group pages of WhatsApp. So you can get on that. Just look up my number, 631-480-6497, and you'll find me. And you can text me at that number anytime you want. And don't call. Hello, Jackie. How are you? So, Jackie, it's time for you to come on and come make your visit, your yearly visit. Actually, you usually come in a couple of weeks. But yes, you come every year, and I thank you for coming for all these years. Really appreciate that. All right, guys, so that's what's going on. What else we got going on? What's happening with you folks? Are you all getting ready with your gardens? I'll give a couple of seconds to get a response from anybody. Always a delay on this. Okay. Hello? Anyone? Bueller? This thing on? All right, guys. You all have a great day. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you real soon. Before I go, you can also join my YouTube page if you want. I put up some pretty cool videos. And I put the videos, a lot of them here, but there are some videos on my YouTube page, which is Organics Today Farm, or to give a quick search at MICHAMSS. MICHAMSS. Love that. Such great offering to the community. See ya one day soon. Below 70 is the way to... I don't have my glasses. Wait a minute. This glass is right here. Okay, what's that say? Like these glasses? Fixed them myself. Oh, okay. Hello, Rose. Okay. All right, Mel, wise guy. One day soon, how about today? No, you come whenever you want. All right, guys, that's about it. We'll see you all real soon. Check the website, organicstodayfarms.com. You can check my 3 Facebook pages, OT Farm, Organics Today Farm, Farmers Market East Islip. Instagram page is Organics Today Farm. WhatsApp is Organics Today. You don't need Snapchat or any of that other stuff. That should be good enough. And you can always text me directly if you have any questions. Hi, Debbie. Number 631-480-6497. For those of you that just arrived a little bit late, on the farm stand today we have raw honey, fresh eggs, fresh eggs, pasta, fresh pasta, mozzarella cheese, feta cheese, crumbled feta cheese. We have various beverages. We also have tallow. We have regular grass-fed tallow and Wagyu tallow. You can cook with that. Some people are putting it on their face. You've seen that probably all over Instagram. So I have that here if you need it. You want to come by and take a look around. Farm's still a little bit messy from the winter, but you can take a peek into the greenhouse and see what we're doing. And we'll be open at 10. You can order meat and poultry if you want, and you can come by and find out about meat and poultry too, about the meat and poultry program. Plus, I still have just a few. I think we have 3 left of the CSA program. That's the produce pickup plan that you pay for in advance, and then you pick up a big box of produce the entire summer. It goes from May until the first week of October. Pretty damn good deal. You can look on the website at the prices there, or you can come by and find out about it. You can also come down here to check out the menu for our meat and poultry and fish. We have salmon and on occasion cod, and it's delicious. I had some salmon last night. I'm going to post that a little bit later. Amazingly delicious. And those are all my pages. I have a Google page too. So if you forget all of this stuff, you just Farm Near Me or Farm East Islip. My Google page will come up, and a lot of my activities are listed there too. But for the month of April, for those of you who just arrived late, we have the honeybee class, kids yoga on the farm, the gardening classes, and the herbal healing walk. So I'm probably missing one or two activities, but that's what we have. And as the weather warms up, we're going to have more and more produce on the farm stand. Any questions you have, just shoot me a text, 631-480-6497. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and we'll see you soon.